Hi everyone, I'm back again to have a quick discussion. Just the other day, we celebrated the awareness program on World Alzheimer's Day, and I just thought I should have a conversation with you all about Alzheimer's. So, Alzheimer's is a disease that affects your brain, where it destroys your thinking capability and your memory, and it affects your day-to-day life as an ability to do your day-to-day chores. So, whom do you find this ailment? It is generally found in people who are above the age of 65, and it is very, very rare amongst adults or young adults. So, how do we detect the early signs of Alzheimer's? We all have parents and grandparents of that age group. So, what happens is that certain things are laughed at. We think they're aging and they're doing it, but sometimes it is really crucial for us to understand that there is an underlying problem. So, how do we detect that early? So suppose you're going to meet them and they are used to serving you a favorite dish of yours, and all of a sudden they forget it. If it is a crispy dosa or a pancake or something of that sort, which they've been doing for more than 30 or 40 years, and they suddenly forget the recipe of it. And what happens is that they are really confused and lost. And we laugh at them saying, oh, you're getting old and you've forgotten it. It is not aging, it is a serious symptom. So if it is aging, what happens is that, yeah, they tend to forget few ingredients, and later on they would say, oh, I forgot to add sugar, or I forgot to add salt, or I forgot to wait for some more time. So they remember after a short duration. So there's another thing that you can notice is that they place objects in a completely inappropriate place. Now, for example, if your father or grandfather or anyone is used to having a routine prayer, like they do their puja, they go to the church, or they have their own way of praying, and suddenly you see that they have placed the holy scripture inside the restroom, inside the toilet, which is something that they would never do in their senses. So if they are doing it, it is again not a sign of aging. They would definitely not do it even if they are old, right? Because they give so much of importance to that particular act of praying and prayer and holy scriptures. So this is something that you will find, placing them in inappropriate places. Then if they have the habit of going to a park for a walk, or going to a common destination, driving to a friend's house, which they've been doing for a real long time, and suddenly they forget the route. They do not know where they are. They do not know how they reach there. And if it is aging, what happens is that they might take the wrong lane, they might take the second lane instead of the third lane. That is quite okay at an aging stage. But when it is Alzheimer's, what happens is that they forget it completely, as in they have been using this route for such a long time and they really don't know where they are and how they have reached there. And next thing that you will notice is that they will have issues with numbers. So, elders generally are very particular about money, about paying their bills. They would always be cautious enough in not letting us do all those things, right? So, suddenly, they would forget the number of zeros to be written in a check to be paid to someone, or they would forget how to withdraw cash. These are all things that they have been doing all their life, being very cautious, being very careful, because it's about money, it's about paying the bill, and suddenly they are forgetting how to write that number. So this also can be seen in aging, but not to such a situation that they do not remember at all. They might just say, oh no, I just missed out a zero, and add again a zero. That's what you see in aging. But in Alzheimer's, it's not like that. They forget it. How to do, they forget how to do it. So another thing what you can see, another common thing that you can see as early signs of Alzheimer.
வாழும் வாழ்க்கை சதுரங்கமானால் ஆசை தலைவனாகிறான், காலம் தலைவியாகிறாள். இவை இரண்டின் அழகின் ஆழம் புரியும் முன்னே இதன் ஆபத்தை உணராவிடில் முன் காலத்தின் காற்றில் படிந்த கரைகளே அதற்கு சாட்சி. இவ்வுலகின் மூலமானவன் மனிதனை படைத்தனுப்பி இவை இரண்டினை அவன் மனதினுள் புகுத்தெழுப்பி இன்று வரை என்ன விளையாட்டை விளையாட விளைகிறான் என்பதும் விந்தையே. இப்பெரும் புவிதனுள் வாழும் மனிதரின் மனதினும் காற்றிலே காலங்கள் கரைந்தாயினும் எட்டிப் பார்க்கையிலே ஒன்றா இரண்டா ஆசைகள்.
Be forgetting the date, the year. Sometimes it can be so crucial that they actually travel backwards and they think now if it is like 2019, they would go back to the 1990s, and they would imagine themselves to be much younger, and they would be really shocked to see that they have older children. So this is something that would make them confused and lost. We cannot laugh at it or call it as aging or signs of aging, because this is something serious. So when it is aging, yeah, they forget whether it's a Friday or a Saturday. They forget whether it's 2018 or 19. So that is quite natural. But then they would remember, and then they would sigh and say, oh, it is 2019 now. I didn't even realize the time just passed. That is signs of aging. But when it comes to Alzheimer's, sometimes it can be so crucial that they have come to stay over with you, and all of a sudden they forget that they have come from home, and they ask, how did I reach here? I didn't come here, how did I reach here? So this is not normal. Yeah, in the cases of aging, what happens is that when they just wake up in the morning and they would say, oh, I came here, is it? I just forgot about it. I thought I was at home. That is okay. That is seen while they age gradually, or while we age gradually. We would see that happening to us. Some other symptoms that you would find is they would avoid any kind of social gathering. They do not want to meet people. Yeah, sometimes because of societal influence and social obligation, aging, they may not like it. But this would be showing some kind of fear, some kind of anxiety to come in front of people, which is not very normal for aging people. So that is a sign of caution again. Then they would have issues in sight, as in they would have issues with color and understanding the distance. So it is there in aging, but it's generally because of cataract or something like that. But this is more like they wouldn't be able to gauge the distance of the object, where to take a turn, how big is the road. That would affect them while they drive. So this is one of the symptoms, though it would be generally confused with aging. But there are many other symptoms added on to this, like they wouldn't get the right word, like for example, if it is a pen, they wouldn't call it a pen. They would say something that writes. Though they have been using a pen all their life, they wouldn't be able to use the exact word as a pen. I need a pen. No, they would say, I need something that writes. So which is again not a common thing. So these are the few symptoms that you can find, or the signs of Alzheimer's that you can identify early. So once you find these symptoms present, what you need to do is you need to take them to a doctor to get a confirmation whether they really have Alzheimer's. So if they are detected with Alzheimer's, what do? We need to be very, very calm and cautious, because they are not doing it on purpose. And there would be situations that would make you really irritable. We cannot leave that person alone. We would definitely need a caretaker. So if it is you who's going to do it, life is going to change all over for you, because things wouldn't be placed in the right counter. So you will have to label the counter saying you need to put the things in here. You will have to have schedules to be followed. So you will have a checklist to be done, as in what has to be done first, what has to be done second. Since we are living in the digital world, we can always set an alarm on the phone to remind them to do things on time. So these are the things that you can do. This is just about management. There is no cure as such. It progresses with time. So if we can identify it early, we can find steps in managing it in an easier manner. So with time, what happens is that things just get worsened. They will not be able to communicate. They will not be able to move around. So these are the last stages, but it is very, very important for us to understand the early signs itself and detect it and find a way to manage it. So one thing that I would say is, as all of us are away from home, make it a point to pick up your phone, call them, talk to them, go visit them. Try to identify their behavioral patterns. Is there something that needs to be looked into? If at all you are in a condition where you know that something is wrong, you can always be happy that you were with her or him at the right time, as in the early stages itself, before the memory is completely gone off from her or him. Geriatric care is something that is missing out from our society now, and awareness of geriatric issues like this are also out. So we should actually be in a state where we spend a lot of time with older people and start making them ready for the process itself. So it is very, very important for us to make time, meet our parents, talk to them, be good to them, make good memories for them before it fades away. So this is about Alzheimer's. I hope you like this session, and I will be making a separate video on geriatric care as well, because it's about old age management. So if you like this video, please do hit a like, and if you want to see more of such videos, you can subscribe to the channel, and if you think it will benefit someone else, please do share this video as well. So I hope to meet you all soon and have more such discussions. I hope this video helps any one of you all watching, and you guys have a great day.